Hi,
Hey. Hey, I'm Kyle.
I'm Justine.
And so we're going to go ahead and start our home edition of our new channel. And the channel's called
The Great Camp, The Great Camper Chronicles.
Yes,
The
Great
Great
Camper
Camper
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
So this is going to be the home edition because we don't have a camper yet
No,
or a truck.
no.
And
We
so,
haven't sold our house. We haven't done any of the things. So
yeah,
we just want to start from the very beginning.
yeah,
Um,
just kind of show the process that we're going to be going through, highlight some of the things that we're taking care of. And yeah, so here's our brief introduction. You want to go first? Or you want me to? No, I'll go first. All right.
I'll go
So
first.
I'm Kyle, and
I think you already said that.
yep, I did. Um,
I'm still Justine. So a brief introduction. I mean, we really didn't want to start this until he retired.
Right.
So that is getting very, very close.
Yes.
As
About 5
in,
months.
yeah, in March, terminal leave. So
April's terminal leave.
keep getting that wrong.
So
As you can see, he's been bearded.
I am bearded. Um, it is, let me check my counter, 5 months and 6 days until retirement. So that will be 20 years and 10 days.
20 years and what?
10
20
days
years and 10 days.
in the Army. So,
and we've been together since he started, like 2 weeks before he started the Army.
Yeah.
We met each other.
20 years and 20 days.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yep. Currently writing a book about that whole experience, so we won't get full into that right now. Once we ever finish this book, you can read about it.
Yeah. Anyways, we are here at our home. We will be, we're just going to touch on some of the things that we're currently taking care of and moving forward in the process for this journey of ours that we're going to take of temporary full-time living in an RV.
Well, camper,
trailer, bumper pull, behind a truck that I'm driving. So with our 2 grown teenagers that are both taller than us, full-size humans.
4 full-size humans. We're going to have maybe 2 dogs, but definitely 1 dog and a cat.
Yeah.
The conversation with the boys especially has been, what are we going to do with Jupiter's kitty litter box?
Yeah.
And how is he going to know where to go to the bathroom? So those will be things that we will probably be filming to try to figure that out. Because, I mean, if anybody else is trying to do this also with their family, we haven't found anybody that's really talked about this with grown children.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So current status. All right. We have already talked to our realtor friend. We just need to narrow down the timeline as to when we're going to sell the house.
Right. We went back and forth about renting it out or selling it.
Yeah, but we are Christians and we pray and we ask God for his clarity and guidance for us on this journey. And so after a couple of weeks of prayer and some fasting, he answered our prayer with the decision to sell and not to rent. Our motto during this journey is that God provides.
Yeah.
And so we will trust that he is providing all of the resources we need along the way. And so that's that.
But it doesn't go without us, because it specifically says,
planning.
Yeah, in the Bible that you are to plan and God will direct your steps.
Yes.
And one thing that we've learned through our military career is that we can make plans. The Army can overtake our plans, but ultimately it's God's plan of where we
end up.
Yeah. But So a couple cool things. We do have a camper on
Hold.
hold
Yep.
out in Indiana, and we're gonna
We're
film.
currently in Tennessee.
Yeah, we're gonna film like us getting the camper. We also would really hope that we can talk with our inspectors.
Which I have.
Um,
So I'll talk about this
okay,
here. And so we have, yeah, the camper is on hold at a dealership. I've talked with the salesman, and they have it prepared. And well, they're preparing it for the inspector to come by within the next 2 weeks. So we did hire a outside inspector. All most, if not all, camper dealerships do their own inspection. However, after doing thorough research, um, I've decided that we still need and should have a outside inspector come in to do the inspection process because dealerships may be biased to the product they are trying to sell. So,
like any
um,
company.
like any company. So the dealership was not opposed to having the inspector come through, which some dealerships I have heard are opposed and will not allow outside inspectors to come on. So no red flag there. So that's good. They are willing to allow them on. That's going to get done. We figured we will pay this extra money to the inspector to ensure our camper is solid and uh, of good build quality, um, since we're going to be living in it full time for a while. So it's worth the extra expense.
Yeah, just the same you would if you were to buy a new home. You want to make sure it's inspected by a quality inspector.
Yep.
And the cool thing is that this inspection company or partnership or whatever,
Yeah.
they're a military couple.
Yeah. Their prior military service. So,
I like to
yep.
support that. Yeah, so the truck's in production. He has done extensive research on this truck, and it's gone back and forth of the ones that he's wanted to get.
Yes.
It's a real big deal getting this truck.
Mm-hmm.
He's been waiting for a long time in the service with a bunch of crappy cars along the way, and a lot of good ones too. But we're not always stuck on just one vehicle. We know that it loses its value as soon as it comes off the lot. But again, since we will be living in this camper, we will be essentially living in the truck as well.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure it was a solid build and that it was we were the first people to own it. So that was one of the reasons why we went this route as well.
Yeah. Wanted to have a fresh warranty on the vehicle for any of the cases of, manufacturer failure. And then also, just all the research, just do research. That's really the biggest thing. I researched a lot of just the trends of what have been happening with vehicle manufacturers and the automaker industry. And then the same thing, trends of the camper manufacturers, and the inspectors.
Yeah, and
So
we'll just
yeah,
make it a surprise of what it is that we're
yeah,
actually going
won't
to be
disclose anything.
getting, and maybe Kyle will do some of his own hacks and stuff of how you did the research.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause he's really good at that. So the other
Next,
thing on
yeah,
that we want to talk about, um,
homeschool.
homeschooling. So we've been homeschooling now 2 full years, I think.
Yeah.
Did a little bit when they were younger, but they were definitely products of public school and learned all the ins and outs of that as well. Being military family, they've been to maybe 13 different schools before they even got into sixth grade. And we decided to pull them out. And that's kind of what led into like why we don't really need to stay in one place.
Yeah.
We had always wanted to travel after they got older and it was just going to be the two of us. But we're like, why are we waiting? Let's just do this now as a family.
Yeah.
So you'll see some of our home edition where we've done some, we'll make some videos or whatever of us doing some homeschooling here, which has been really nice because we have a 2,400 square foot home. So one kid can go upstairs and they have their whole like area up there. The other kid can come be down here. And then we're going to transition into a
less than 300 square foot trailer.
it's already kind of hurting. I feel a little claustrophobic as it is. But we're going to see how we make it do. One of the ways that we're going to transition into this is move into the trailer while we still live here in our town, so that our kids can still like develop a sense of home within this space and not feel like, oh my gosh, we're here and now we're also in where like Arizona or something. So we wanted to do a smooth transition, although it will be rocky because that is a huge jump between a huge a two-story house in a neighborhood, all the amenities, versus very small quarters. So
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to. Oh no, that's just such a small space. I think I did the math wrong. Anyways, it's a 33-foot trailer. It's not a fifth wheel. It'll be a bumper pull. So one slide out, bunks, and a full queen bed.
Yeah,
so, but
with the door and closing and stuff,
So
porcelain
anyways,
toilet, all the things. We did make sure that we checked out several different RVs to see if our tallest boy, who's 6'1", will be able to fit in the bunk comfortably.
Yeah,
and this is the one that he
and the
said,
shower,
yeah,
and sitting on the toilet.
Yeah,
Enough knee space.
Yep. So we'll show some of that as well. The other big thing about our family is that each one of our boys has already started his YouTube journey, and we were very cautious about that at first because neither of the kids do social media, but we wanted, as far as our homeschooling goes, the oldest was very into writing his own scripts, and it turned into kind of doing like part of his creative writing.
Yeah.
And it really took off because he said that he wanted to be a journalist when he got older. So he, if you haven't heard of him, it's Game Gear 585, and he does reviews on game consoles and sometimes some gameplay. He's done all of his own graphics, all of his own filming, and we've seen some growth in both his confidence and also just the behavior he has when looking at comments,
Yeah.
and just the education he's
And just
offering.
being bold with who he is.
Right.
So
you'll see him come on here. He'll help us with the storyboarding. Our youngest son, Ryan, he is very good at directing. So if you see anything that looks like trendy or I don't know, if it looks interesting, it probably was Ryan who designed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to put that out there. You're mostly going to be seeing us, and they'll be in the background doing fun things, but it's not going to be like always vlogging with our children.
Yeah.
Unless they have something that they want to share.
Right.
So our road
really
trip starts.
We don't have much. We don't have an exact timeline. Some of the things we're preparing right now, right? I have the financing all situated with the RV and the truck. We're discussing the house and the timeline as to when to put that on the market. A couple of things still need to be handled with the military. So, and before retirement actually kicks in this summer, I'm currently doing the internship that the Army provides called Career Skills Program. So it's the CSP, and I'm doing my schooling with that. So that's why I've been able to grow this is because I'm just in school. I don't go into work anymore. And so, but yeah, it's
and for any military spouses that are watching this, or people or wives whose husbands decide to grow beards, let me tell you that once it gets to this length, it's actually very soft. It's not that
with shampoo, conditioner, beard oil, all that.
Yes, he's been high maintenance with this beard, which it's about time because he hasn't been able to have hair in quite some time.
Right.
But it's much softer. So if you have a husband who's like, I'm going to grow this beard, get through the awkward stages with the 5 o'clock shadow and the beard, the scratchy mustache, and then it gets better. Yeah, so we're going to leave in July, and we're going to try to we haven't quite decided on all of our destinations just yet. We do know that we want to do the perimeter of the whole United States. We're not quite sure how we're going to get into the Midwest with
just yet. Whether we're going to go from south up through the north, from Texas into Colorado and to the like Montana, or if we're going to go around up the West Coast and then down. So there's a couple of different options. We do have a Atlas, the old school giant ring ring binder Atlas, and we have mapped out kind of the path, just not all of the destinations quite yet. And we have a rough timeline as to when we'll be in that area if we do leave in July. So, but yeah, so
yeah,
the Army is going to, one of the things that we've learned, and we won't drag out this intro video too long, but one of the things we have learned is that storage is not one of the things we will have to pay for. Because I'm going through retirement, the Army will pack up all of our things in the house, just as they have between moves of duty assignments. And they will store our items for up to 1 year beyond my retirement date. So we'll have at a minimum 12 months of free storage with our household goods that we decide not to sell. And, until we get back in the area, and then we can take it into our own storage or wherever God leads us at that point to, rent or buy another place. So, or stay in the camper. So
we'll see.
Doors are open.
Yeah. The cool thing about retiring from the military is that, what was I going to say? I mean, he's done his time. And so we have this freedom to be able to utilize your retirement income and anything that we can gather along the way. Yeah. So another reason starting this channel is perhaps to do a family business with just showing the ins and outs of camping, homeschooling. If you have questions about military, the Army, how the VA works, different national parks, maybe things to do for free, because we are not discriminating against like just local state parks, and seeing how the culture is there, how to do things very inexpensively. Anything that you guys are wondering on our trip, please feel free to put it in the comments, like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family, and follow us along the way. And we'd love to be able to give any kind of insight to people who are interested in doing this while we're out and actively doing it. Don't expect to see videos like every single week, because this is a vacation, a big sabbatical for our family. So when we can put up the videos, we will. But we will put in consideration the things that you want to know, and that will help lead and direct the videos that we offer.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I just realized we're both wearing green.
I know. I was like, man, we're really matching.
Yeah.
We're color coordinating. Not even matchy, just like nice compliment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it. We're going to end this here at 20 minutes. Again, this is our great camping Sorry.
The
The
Great
Great
Camping, Camping or Camper?
Camper. The Great Camper
The Great Camper
Chronicles.
Chronicles.
The Great Camper Chronicles.
And it's a family journey.
Life on the road.
Life on the road.
Full-time life on the road.
That's right.
So,
all right.
Thank you so much.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye.